Hello, good morning, everyone. You're welcome back to my channel, the Eagles channel. Today, or rather this morning, we are going to examine the life story of Donald Trump like no other. The life story of Donald Trump is a unique story, extraordinary story, and this story influences many lives all over the globe, directly or indirectly. The story is an extraordinary one. The story is a story of a man that is unstoppable, a story of a man that will never look back. The story is a great story. The story will be a foundation for study, a foundation for that would trans that will be of great value to some lives. And this story of Donald Trump can be likened to stories of some great individuals who have lived on this earth before, such as Margaret Thatcher, Nelson Mandela. Yes, who have had their stories, who have made their mark, and yet their story has become a subject, a subject of study. Their story has become a light for others. Their story has become importance in entertainment as a reference point or a great influence. Yes, the life story of individuals are important. The life story of individuals need to be told because it's of a great lesson, it's of a great importance, it's of a great impact to others who may be connected to their story. But before we go ahead, it might make sense to define or to describe what is a life story. What is it? What is a life itself? Les Brown described life as a fight for territory. He said, when you fight for this territory and achieve something, those things, when you fight for this territory, those things as you achieve those things you fight for, other things you never fought for will be fighting you. That is to say, this life is a fight. This life is a continuous battle. Therefore, the story of a life is a story of a battle, a story of up and down, the story of being on one level at one time or the other, the stories of challenges. And when all these things are put together, how you go through the challenges, how you come out of it, how you've been able to manage these challenges become a lesson for others. All these things put together, the rising above one challenge or the other, going through one issue or the other, the management of this is the story of the life. And this story of the life, like I said, the story of Donald Trump, the story of Margaret Thatcher, the story of Mandela, the story of other great individuals have in one way or the other become very important to mankind. They become important in so many ways, so many diversified ways. They become important. And the importance of this story is what we will be diving into today. How this story affects us, how this story become important, how this story is useful to us. Yeah, the story could be in a form of a book. The story could be a form of a mere story. The story become a form of a form of a theater, it come as a film, as a story, or anyhow. The importance, the impact is what we'll be looking at tonight. First and foremost, there are some stories that become a teacher in our lives. This story become a teacher itself because it inspires us, it directs us, it helps us to break the barriers, also circumstances we find ourselves. It helps us to direct us to the path that will lead to freedom, that will lead to freedom in our mind, freedom in our circumstances, or in our society. While we were in school those days, many years ago, we read several novels. Among them was Eze Goes to School, The African Child. These novels, they have one similarities. They told us how these individuals in this story, how they break the barriers in their society, how they define the the story of their family, how they break the barriers that led to them being educated. Because before then, no one could cross those barriers, no one could break those barriers to get to be educated. And they have overcome these challenges, and they defined that family story, and they were able to get themselves educated. Reading through this story is beneficial because it will open a new gate of education, gate of experience in the lives of the reader. Some stories have become a case study in education, in a project, in a school, wherever. It's become a case study because of the impact, because of the kind of barriers they have broken, or how the circumstances of these lives. For example, the life of David Ryman, born biological male but raised as a female after Butch circumcision. Ryman's lifestyle story has been used to explore issue of gender identity and nature versus nurture debate. Another such story is Temple Grande, an autistic woman who became a renowned animal behavior expert. Grande's life story is often used to illustrate the capability and challenges of autistic individuals. The third reason, or the third purpose for life story, is life story build connection. Life story build connection deep in the mind of the readers with experience and emotion. One of such story is the story when breath become air. This story by Kalanitri. The story of a neurosurgeon who was diagnosed with terminal cancer. The story explored the journey from being a doctor to become a patient, and his reflection of life, death, and what makes life worth living. You see the story from being a neurosurgeon to become a patient of a cancer himself. He has reflected on his life, death, and what made life worth living. Such story is extraordinary. Extraordinary. Another reason again, story impact lives and environment. Wangari Maathai a Kenyan environmentalist and Nobel Prize laureate who founded Green Belt movement. The tree planting effort and campaign and environment conservation have had a great changes in reforestation and woman empowerment in Kenya and beyond. Yet the campaign of this woman about the environment, about reforestation, has brought an improvement in women empowerment, brought about women empowerment, and has impacted on the environment. Another story is Rachel Carson, an American maritime biologist and conservationist who wrote Silent Spring. Silent Spring is a project. It's project the danger of pesticide and sparked the modern environmental movement. This has brought about changes in policy and brought more awareness of the increasing impact of human activity on the environment. Yes, these two individuals had made an impact with their story on the environment. The environment, which is very important today, the impact, the use of pesticides, the danger to our environment, the human activity, we has to be monitored on how the activity on the environment. Today we're talking about the weather and the weather and the climate change all over the world. We hear flash flood. We hear a fire. Presently, there is a fire in Los Angeles, which has spawned so many homes and so many lives lost. But these are such stories that are relevant to this kind of danger that we are living today, because the environment has been, by human activity in one way or the other, has been affected, has been destroyed, and we come and see the rise in temperature. The rise in temperature either is too cold or it's too warm. But these are people who have taken their time and their life to campaign against such practices. And we encourage people to do that because the environment is endangered as we speak. Again, some life has brought healings to some people. Healings, overcoming adversity, finding hope, and inspire resilience. Yes, such individual has written a book, The Choice, by Dr. Edith Eva Eger, a Holocaust survivor. Dr. Eger shared her story of healing and forgiveness. Her story is a testament of human spirit ability to overcome trauma and find meaning in life. Another such life story is Man Searching for Meaning by Viktor A. Franklin, a Holocaust survivor also. Franklin shared his experience in Nazi concentration camp and his psychological insight into finding meaning in life while suffering. His story has helped many people find purpose and hope. Yes, these are stories that have helped find purpose and hope. These are stories that tell you about difficult moment, extraordinary difficult moment that they gone through. And this moment, when you read through this kind of story, you will know that whatever difficulty you go through, by this life story, your difficulty tomorrow will translate into something extraordinary you might not expect. Something extraordinary that you think that you have lost it all. You think you have lost it all. You have lost all hope. But this individual, they have come with their story to let you know you can carry on. You can be a blessing. You can be supportive even with your story. Another story of individual, can be preserving legacy. Some story of individual preserve legacy. Life story of individuals that made outstanding contribution to the society, culture, history, institution, and so on and so on. Such individual is like Nelson Mandela. The autobiography of Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom, details of his journey from a rural village to become South Africa black president. Remember, Nelson Mandela was in the jail for 27 years. Nelson's legacy of fighting for justice and equity continued to inspire people worldwide. Yes, the story of this man is preserving legacy. A legacy. Yes, the legacy of equality. The legacy of justice, fighting for justice, are going to inspire people all over the world. Another such man is Martin Luther King. His life and work, particularly his leadership in the American civil rights movement, are headlined in many publications. King's legacy of advocating for racial equality and justice continue to influence activists and leaders. These are extraordinary stories that preserve legacy. Mother Teresa, known for her humanitarian work, her service to poor, sick remain outstanding and enduring inspiration. These are stories of individuals who preserve the legacy. Another reason for life story, another reason is empowerment. There are story that changes your life, story that changes the course of your life, story that pick you from dust that pick you from grass to grace, story that pick you from dust to a higher grace, story that pick you from nowhere to somewhere. Such story is the story of Oprah Winfrey. From difficult childhood marked by poverty and abuse, Oprah rose to become one of the most influential media personalities in the world. Her story of resilience, success continues to empower many. Hey, Oprah's story is a great story. Another story of Nick Vujicic, born without limbs. Nick's life story is one of overcoming physical limitation and inspiring others through his motivational speaking and books like Life Without Limbs. This is a man born without limbs, no leg, no hand, but he's still the one speaking motivation, speaking encouragement, motivating people who has got it all. This is a man who is supposed to be somewhere in the corner there, not able to do anything. But he wrote a book, Life Without Limbs. Life without limbs, and yet doing everything that the one who got limbs could not do. Life without limbs, and yet he go places. Life without limbs, and yet he remained the great one. The story of the life. The story of the life needs to be told. The story of the life can be a subject, can be a light to others. The story of the life needs to be told. Yes. When the story of the life is not told, you might not know these individuals. Another way life story is beneficial to individual is entertainment. The life story of some individuals have formed a basis for entertainment. Such story has been used for movie, play on the different stages of the world like Bollywood, Nollywood, Hollywood, TV, theater, video games, and so on and so on. The story life of an individual has become a basis for all this and become a platform of entertainment. One of such individual is Steve Jobs. The life of a co-founder for Apple Incorporation has inspired several firms and books on innovation, on leadership. The book, The Pursuit for Happiness, is a movie based on true life story of experience of Chris Gardner, who overcame homelessness with families to become a stockbroker. The story speaks about perseverance and determination. Life story can be intriguing. Life story can be exciting. And other ways life story can be, and so life story also preserve history. Yes, there are life stories that preserve history. When you talk of life story today like Kruma Nkrumah, you talk of life story today of uh, uh, Ojukwu Odomegu, you talk of life story today of Agu Erosin, you talk of life story today of the Indians in America, you talk of life story today of great people elsewhere. This name preserve history. The history cannot be told without mentioning this name. The history will not be completed without mentioning such great names. Therefore, the life story is very important. The life story is very important. I encourage everyone to start writing life story today. I encourage everyone to start talking about your life story, because your life story will help somebody, will heal somebody, will inspire somebody. Your life story will catapult somebody from grace to grace. If you find my story wonderful, if you find my story adding value to somebody or to yourself, please consider give us a thumb up and leave a comment for us. A comment for a correction, a comment to add up, a comment anyhow. And consider to subscribe to our channel for more of such informative video. And please consider also to share to people who you think this might add value to them, people who have story to share, people who have story to share, so that they can be encouraged, so that they will know that their story will add to somebody. Their story will influence somebody. Their story will be a promotion, will be an addition or a plus to somebody. Please share to people, so that people will know story of a life need to be told, like the story of Donald Trump, the story of Margaret Thatcher, the story of Mandela, the story of Steve Jobs, the story of everyone. The story need to be told. The story could be healing. It could bring healing to others. Let that story be told. Please. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.